So hi, we are Team 4 and for to talk about sustainability. So basically, this is Earth. We, global citizens, human beings, live on this Earth. This is our home, and this is our only home right now. But due to global warming, ice caps are melting, oceans are rising, and basically we've been experiencing really extreme weathers that's not supposed to happen. So, okay, global warming is a serious problem. The thing is, we are the problem. But the good news is we are also the solution. Does anyone know who this is?
Lewis, the dinosaur.
It's Neil Armstrong. And basically when he went to the moon, he said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. All our actions, large or even small, will create an impact that will shape our future and the future of our planet and all the living things in it. So just imagine, like, instead of driving cars to go around the city, we just walk, drive a bike, or like use EV. But basically, anyone, even us, can make a difference. So just imagine what big corporations like Toyota can do. Toyota can be the future of EV. They're one of the top car brands in the US and in the world, but are they doing something to make the world a better place? Actually, they are. They actually have 9 efforts for the SDGs, for the UN SDG, and these are the 7 that's related to climate change. Basically, they're committed to contributing and promoting sustainability under the Toyota philosophy. But are those enough? No. Toyota is a global brand, but they lagged in producing EV. I mean, they have EV, but they're not really prominent in the market. I know you guys know Prius, but actually this isn't green technology. It's eco-friendly, but it's only basically it's cost-friendly. It's basically you're gonna save money because it also uses battery, but it still runs in gas. And also it's heavier, so it emits more CO2. And then Toyota, it's basically they're in the conservative side. Right now, we are in the world of capitalism. They don't want to produce EV because of its high cost. Again, Toyota caters to the affordable market. Currently, we still lack infrastructure and production. And then again, there's still a mix in the market for gas and electric vehicles. And according to the vice president of Toyota North America, the marketplace is immature enough. So basically, they still prioritize profits over sustainability. Ali will talk about our goals.
So let's talk about those goals and how actually climate change is being affected. The top contributor to climate change is fossil fuels. And these are the forms of fossil fuels: gas, oil, coal, and those emissions in the form of CO2 are causing sea levels to rise, are causing changes in the temperature of water, droughts, which those effects can be really dangerous. So we are seeing now the scopes of the targets that we have for CO2 emissions by 2050. The scope number 1, production of Toyota, the suppliers for number 2, and number 3, those are Toyota consumers. All these 3 cause CO2 emissions, and our goal is to have 0 emissions across all 3 by 2050. The question is, do we have enough time? According to a recent study in 2022, less than 1% of 250 million cars on the road in the United States are electric. If you guys can see this graph, I know it's quite complicated, but I can simplify it. You can see 3 groups of columns. Group number 1 on the right, all that you see that is blue, that is caused by fuels, emissions that are caused by fuels. These how big they are. The group number one, these are the traditional combustion engine cars. Group number two, these are the hybrid cars, mix of electric and combustion engine. And the red, the blue, sorry, that you see is caused by fuel. And the orange that you see, or the yellowish that you see, is caused by electricity production. So it's a mix of both. However, it's still a little bit less than the combustion engine vehicles. The last group, that's the fully electric vehicles, and the yellow that you see is caused by emissions that are caused by electricity, which are quite less than the other two groups.
So Jim, are you catching up? Okay. If it's not clear, you can ask some questions later. Don't worry.
I also wanted to just add that you can see here the vehicle production, regardless if it's gas engine or battery cars, basically it's almost the same. It's constant, so it doesn't really affect the sustainability on that.
All right, thank you. So, thank you, Guy and Sally. So we're gonna talk about the solution. How did, one of the global leading automobile manufacturing company can fall behind in EV? They had the research, they collaborated with Tesla, they had everything. It makes us think, how come, they could be a leading and still fall behind with the latest tech. So the point is, actually, they never wanted to call themselves as an EV manufacturer company, never. Their goal is to call themselves as a carbon neutral company. That's way more than any other automobile industry can think of. But we still, right now, EV is the one of the best solutions which we can think of economically, and people can afford it better than other solutions. So first solution is having an electric car. So basically helping us out with the infrastructure. So that comes with subsidizing from the government. So I'm just going to give a simple example, which is right now, I think last year, Toyota created a contract with the Japanese government, which helped them to do a hybrid car because they are more focused on the electric vehicles, and Toyota is really good with the hybrid cars, and it helps somehow, but doesn't. So we need that kind of contracts and support. To create a shared value, it just doesn't mean a company or operator will be doing the thing. This has to be a tool. So first is having more infrastructure, the more electric vehicles we produce, more people can will able to afford it because the bargaining power of the buyer. And same, it helps us to generate more installation. That's infrastructure. But what was Toyota was focused on, which they think would be way more efficient than the EV market, better than the EV market or better than Tesla. We all have Tesla as a benchmark, right, for the EV solution. So this is the next solution which they were really focused on. Can you guys imagine you are driving a car and you're helping environment to clean the air? That's the tech they were working on. They don't really heavily market on this because it's on the primary stage right now, but it's a hydrogen fuel cell car. It runs on hydrogen, no CO2 emission, and they have a air filtration system. The more you drive the car, it helps to keep the air surrounding, air. Basically, that's exact words. I'm going to quote Toyota right now. We are. So, it's not just being a zero emission, but beyond zero, going in the minus emission, which helps you clean the environment. Because we could, as a shared value, we all could do something, right? And it's way more cheaper as compared to Tesla. It just starts with 50,000 USD. So that's the only drawback we have, is the economic side. The hydrogen is not really that economically, able to extract, maintain, and the infrastructure is really costly. But the way we want to create, the shared values by subsidizing with the government. Because if you want to keep our parts and we care about it, this is the solution. This is the future. We're going to be driving these cars really soon because the United States government is already working with Toyota to find out the cheaper, means to extract hydrogen and create a new infrastructure, which would be way more powerful than any EV sector. And then Toyota uses all the production as their goal is to go for carbon neutrality. They're gonna use hydropower for all the production. They have managed their supply chain and they use all the green renewable resources. So basically, that's their goal. And next. So in their power grid, they are mostly investing right now, not into EV. They have a future because they don't want to fall behind in the EV segment, but they're investing highly into sustainable fuels. Because they think that's where their company will lead by the year 2050, a carbon neutral company. Zero. And that these are a couple of points which are they are working right now, and they all scale up with hydrogen. And hydrogen is used in the space industry. Plus point, you don't earn a lot of dollars. And these are the partnership, these are external stakeholders which help them to maintain all the policies which they have. So IOE, this is the external stakeholder which help them to educate their employees on the sustainability. Why it is important? Because if your employees don't understand what you're doing as a corporate and shared values you're creating, you won't be efficient. The BSR, which helps them to regulate all the sustainability policies with their suppliers. So they maintain, just like Apple, they have specific policies and you cannot individually go and check. So they outsource everything through BSR, which helps them to maintain all their suppliers policies and make sure everything is running on the renewable energies. And WDI, so workforce disclosure initiative, because if we are doing something, we need to make reports and check that are we actually what statistics we are in, where are we at the position? That's the external stakeholder which helps them to understand what their current status or the position is based on the data. And further details will be
Okay, I will talk about the key performance indicators and metrics. About key performance indicators, there are 5 key performance indicators for evaluating CO2 zero emission in scope 1, 2, 3. Here, these are defined goals, collect data, analyze data, and so on. Next, please. This is the sustainability goals. The goals in each scope are here. And please. To aim to realize total carbon neutrality in all operations by 2050. Next. Next, metrics. Metrics has 5 items. One, first, percent increase in market share. Second, sustainability suppliers. Sorry. Okay, third, decrease in production waste. Fourth, increase in EV and hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. Last, carbon neutrality percentage in plants.
Okay, good job. Okay, so in addition to the metrics, Toyota is forced to establish policies to ensure success, such as circular economy, carbon offset, things like that. So in this sense, Toyota is going to change a lot, actually transform it to a different company. So as a conclusion, what Toyota is looking for? Yeah, space. Toyota is going to become a carbon neutral company. Toyota is not just a car auto industry, but they are looking for a carbon neutral company. That's their goal. Actually, I started my professional career to Toyota as a global marketing internship. At that time, Toyota was a great company, and I hope in the next 100 years, Toyota will be a great company as well, even 100 years from now. That way, the Toyota should become a carbon neutral company beyond the car auto industry. That's the conclusion. Thank you. So let's have a Q&A starting from Jen.